Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Pop-Up Talks. Today, we are going to be talking about if you're building new or renovating, what things should you be considering for energy efficiency? So understanding the benefits of building or renovating with energy efficiency in mind can really help you to improve your lifestyle, making sure that you protect one of your greatest investments, which of course is your new home. Something to consider is to build to tomorrow's code. So joining us today is Steve Kemp with Kemp Construction Management. Steve is the owner and also licensed builder. He's also the past, ooh, that's a tongue twister, past vice chair with the Homebuilders Association Vancouver's HAVAN's Renovation Council. So he is the guy to talk to when it comes to all things renovation. Hi, Steve, welcome.
Hey, Kathy, good to see you.
Yes, likewise. So Steve, just a little bit about you. Your career started back east and then into Alberta, where I believe skiing and construction kept you out west. Lucky for us. And with more than 25 years in the industry, I know that you're very, very passionate about energy efficiency and keeping up to date with the latest and greatest when it comes to building science and technology. You participated in a lot of pilot projects, I know, and shared your knowledge with industry colleagues as a member of the Homebuilders Association Vancouver, Education and Training Committee, and your past role as vice chair of the HAVAN Renovation Council. So your list of credentials is very long. Thank you for that, and congratulations on all of your success.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a fun journey.
Absolutely. So let's deep dive into this conversation today. So if I was a homeowner, I mean, there's so many different things to know when we talk about energy efficiency. What, in your opinion, would make the biggest impact on the energy efficiency of your home project, regardless of whether or not it's a renovation or new home builds?
Well, the two are distinctly different. If you're looking at a renovation, then you really have to pick your spots very carefully because you've got limited resources, limited time, and other considerations. If you're doing a new house, well, it's carte blanche. You can roll in as many energy saving features as you want. And part of our new step code is pushing people into working a higher standard for that new home. So it's quite different between new homes and the renovation. And then if you are in a new house, then if you're building a new home, now you've got some interesting choices. Do you stay with the old building code that goes back to like 1981, back when the Cadillac Eldorado was a big car with, big deal V8 engine, 4-barrel carburetor? That's where a lot of our current standards, that's where it started. So, but now we're moving into what is considered into the direction of passive house, and a lot of builders are on the curve already. Homeowners are asking for it right away. So a lot of us are building to a step code 5 net zero standard right out of the gate. So we're ahead of the game, but the standards are coming very, very quickly. So they need to do their homework and to be aware of what's coming.
Yeah, no, and great point, Steve. I love the car analogy as well. I always love using car analogies. But the one thing, and we're not going to deep dive into this today because this is like an hours long conversation, but for all of our viewers today, I think the one thing too is whoever you're talking to as a professional designer or builder, you should be asking questions about the step code that is coming into play. As a homeowner, that may or may not be something that you're aware of, but it's something that's very real and coming down the pipeline very quickly. Like you said, 2032 is pretty much right around the corner. Let's kind of shift gears a little bit. So when we talk about energy efficiency, like I mentioned, there's so many different considerations. Let's go to a room that a lot of people forget about or ignore a little bit as a homeowner, because you always look at the pretty things. That room that I'm talking about is the mechanical room and all the equipment that goes inside of it. And a lot of it is very complex, especially for homeowners embarking on a new home build or renovation journey. So can you maybe talk to us a little bit about that, Steve? So what's kind of the latest mechanical equipment in that a homeowner can consider in order to improve the energy efficiency of their home?
Okay, so you've got two things that are going on. You've got energy efficiency and pollution generating. So the whole emphasis right now is to reduce the global warming gases, which are primarily related to burning fossil fuel. If you're going electric, it will reduce your pollution, and then it puts you into a new category of heat pumps, which work very effectively in our environment. But if you build a house that's highly efficient, then gas burning appliances are not as much of an impact. So the goal is reduce pollution. So either build a high efficiency home or renovate to high efficiency or switch over to electrical heating. So those are the main things taking place. The biggest problem we have right now is that these new standards are applying to all the new things that we're doing, which represents a very small percentage of all of the homes that are out there. Most of our inventory is stocked. As a homeowner wanting to make improvements by both saving money, making their house more comfortable, and really respecting the global warming potential, then I would look at your furnace system very aggressively. If it has anything to do with 80%, this should be on the way out, and look at things that are in the 98 to 95 and 99% efficiency rating. So look at that. Also, there's new technology out for your hot water, which is your second highest energy demand in the house. There are now hot water heat pumps that work independent of anything else. It's a straight replacement from one to the other. And that's another great place to look at both getting efficiency and improving your global warming footprint.
That's great, Steve. Yeah, and I would also say, if as a homeowner, if you're unsure, I mean, reaching out to someone like yourself or a professional and just asking questions, right? Because it is a lot to know. And then these days, I mean, the systems are so complex. So never be afraid to ask questions as a homeowner, just to educate yourself.
Yeah, be on it. There's so much. This is an area that's evolving very quickly. So, next year there could be some other really cool technology.
Yes.
People that were thinking heat pumps before were noisy, they weren't efficient, they weren't operating effectively in a broad enough range. Those things have changed. They're quiet, the effective range has increased. So, and this is just over the past few years. So do your homework, talk to a few different mechanical companies and ask them about what's new, what's great, what direction should they go.
Perfect. Great tips. Thank you for sharing. So we talked a lot about just, trends, and obviously even you just gave an example where things are changing so quickly. So let's talk about what I call future proofing, or, future proofing is kind of a buzzword these days. So regardless of whether or not you're renovating your existing home or building new, obviously, whether or not what type of mechanical equipment is going in your home is always the topic of conversation. So how can one actually plan to, call it future proof for a home's energy needs?
Well, one thing that's already evident is that we are getting really good at on the electrical side. Solar panels is a big part of that move. The evolution in technology is going so fast that solar panels as a way of paying for your energy requirements is becoming a reality. If you're building a new house, you want to put stuff in the house that could be very expensive to add later. So that should be the criteria. So for example, every car will be an electric car in the not that distant future. It's coming way quicker than people realize. So this is the time to put charging stations in your garage, and you're going to have his and hers. So make sure that you at least rough in for solar charging stations inside your house. So that's number one. Look at having access to the roof, to your mechanical system for future solar panel application. Now that's been code for quite some time in Vancouver. Look at basing your heating and cooling system on something very efficient like a heat pump system. Buy the best windows you can buy. There's a few more dollars spent here, but it's one of the best places to improve the overall performance of your house. What tends to happen is we skimp on some of these very important areas to put it in other areas that are more decorative and less functional. Well, that is changing a little bit. We do need to emphasize the functional side of the house a little bit more so than before. And also with the rebates, with the grants, some of these things are becoming more accessible. So make sure that you are really looking at energy costs and the efficiency of your house is a very big priority. Nobody thought that wood would go up by a factor of 4 times in just 1 year. Nobody predicted that. So to think that, hey, we don't use a lot of energy here in the Lower Mainland is just a complete misled belief, because your energy costs could skyrocket overnight. And if you consider that the house that you're in is going to be around for 100 years if it's built properly, you really have to think about the lifespan of those energy bills over that period of time. And to put a little bit of money into more insulation, better windows today, is going to have a repeat benefit into the future.
Yeah, all really good points and a lot of food for thought in terms of just a perspective of how to look at energy efficiency. Because I agree. I mean, as a designer, we see it all the time, right? It's like you want to see all the shiny stuff on the outside, all the beautiful finishing,
Mm-hmm.
which is really important. But everything else that you just spoke about is also equally as important and areas to look at investing in. Oh, and by the way, I love the his and her charging stations. You know, I was really I love the his and her closet idea, but the his and her charging station, that's pretty cool too. that's even better. Okay, so there are, again, so many options that you went through, and you alluded to it a little tiny bit in terms of just the money side of things. So maybe just talk to us about a question that maybe a lot of our viewers are thinking about. Are energy upgrade renovations and just energy efficiency initiatives, even on a new build, are they affordable? Or, talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, there's a lot of things you can do that are low cost that have a big impact, like just going around the outside with a caulking gun and making sure that all the cracks are sealed up. It has a surprising effect on the performance of the house, and it's a very low cost thing. And I don't recommend that the husband get up on a ladder and does the caulking. They should hire somebody. So that's one thing. There's one of the biggest contributor to energy loss and discomfort is a leaky basement. So look at ways of managing that area. It's a little bit more involved, but you can start off by simply taking your downspouts and making sure they don't go down, drain to the bottom of your foundation, maybe let them drain out onto the yard if it works. Sometimes it doesn't because of drainage into the neighbor, but that's a really easy one to reduce the amount of inflow of moisture coming into the foundation. So the certified renovator can help to identify some of these areas. And another great way, if you're in an older home, is get a thermal imaging camera and then take a picture of the home and see where the leaks are occurring. So that way you can direct all of your energy and money into the places that are giving you the greatest heat loss. So something as easy as maybe insulating the attic. It's surprising how many attics are being completely ignored and using old attic insulation standards that go back 30 years. So that's something the homeowner can do. They go down to Home Depot or Rona, buy the insulation and get up there and do it themselves. So a lot of low cost things they can do. As you work your way up into the cost scale, then you're getting into bigger things like windows. One of the biggest things you can do, best things you can do. The mechanical systems like we talked about. So you want to be strategic, but there is money available through grants and rebates. It's about saving money. It's about helping the environment. It's also about living in a healthier, more comfortable home. The older homes that are leaky on the outside are susceptible to mold, particularly in our climate. So there's so many different paybacks by really addressing the house in terms of what can be making it more efficient.
Perfect. And maybe just along those lines, that's a good segue into my last question I have for you. So obviously there are a lot of environmental benefits for doing energy efficiency upgrades and integrating energy efficiency into your new home if you're building new. But let's maybe talk about the other side of it, which you've already alluded to a few different points there. Besides being good to the planet, as a homeowner, what's in it for them in terms of benefits?
Well, again, to the points being that you can increase the value of your home. When you buy a car, are you looking at what the cost of operation is in terms of the mileage per kilometer per 100 liters? That becomes a factor in your decision-making decision. Now, a home, we've ignored the cost of operating your home quite a bit. It's really not on the radar when buying a house. It will be. People are going to say, hey, show me something that gives me the operating cost of this house. Now, when you get into STEPCO, there are certification levels. You're going to have and with Built Green, we've been doing this for years, you're going to have a certification that says this house performs to such a level. Now, in the US, they've been able to determine that if you've got a certification of performance for your house, that house will have a higher resale value. Now, will it happen up here? Who's to say? But they're experiencing 5 to 8% improvement in the resale cost of the house by having a certification of performance. So there's that. There's the fact that you're reducing the possibility for mold, which is a major health impact. It's more comfortable. So you're able to sit in your living room or sit downstairs in your TV room and not have your feet freezing and all these other conditions. So you'll have a way more comfortable house. Now, when it's more comfortable, then you're going to be less inclined to start cranking the thermostat to make it feel more comfortable. So you're obviously going to have a cost saving there. So saving money, better resale, healthier home, and the other aspect too, particularly if in an urban area, the noise level. So going to a well-insulated home that's got triple glazed windows has an enormous impact on the sound level inside the house. Now, if there's less noise in the house, do you sleep better? Is your health better by having more sleep? And so there's a lot of things that are connected to it. So it's not just strictly a matter of making the house prettier. It has a lot of other health benefits as well.
Yeah. Awesome. Steve, you are such an amazing source of information. I feel like every time we connect and talk to each other, it's like I could talk to you for hours, and you're just a wealth of information. So thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. I know you were also featured on HAVAN's podcast, Measure Twice, Cut Once, and you actually had a really cool episode. And for our viewers today that haven't checked it out, I would highly encourage you to check it out. It's really cool. It's Steve shares insights into Panabode home. So viewers, if you want to hear more about that home, make sure you head over to havan.ca/measure twice, cut once. There's that episode as well as a bunch of other really cool episodes for you to check out on that podcast. So thanks again, Steve, for joining us today. So for all you homeowners out there, thank you for joining us. Keep in mind, HAVAN's virtual parade of homes has a ton of other seminars and pop-up talks like this one with really great topics and really great speakers. We have homes for you to check out and builders and designers to connect with up until Sunday, June 13th. So make sure you do that soon so you don't miss out. What you do is you can check out the panel on the left-hand side. Ooh, is that left-hand side? Your screen to navigate the virtual parade platform. Thank you to our media sponsors, Post Media, Western Living Magazine, and the Daily Hive for helping to provide the opportunity for homeowners to connect with our members to build and renovate your dream home right the first time. I'm Kathy Ewan, founder of Phase One Design. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next talk.